I just got this desk from the Goodwill for $15. This is gonna be my new coffee table in my office. I've been looking for a coffee table and I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money. So I found this. It's the perfect size. I didn't want anything that was too wide, and actually it's good this way too. So this is it. What I'm gonna have to do, of course, is cut the legs down. So I have to get that measurement very, very precise before I make that cut. This is the space where a drawer would have been. I'm just gonna remove this here. I was thinking about putting a drawer in, but I'm not. I'm actually just gonna put a piece of wood, probably a piece of plywood that covers the entire bottom, and just let this be an open little shelf. And then as you see here, there's some nice light wood under there. So my plan is to just sand this down and see what it looks like underneath, and then go from there. I'm not exactly sure what look I want or what color I want this to be or whatever, but I'm gonna get started on this little project, and I'll take you along if you're interested. So I hope you keep watching.
Tears no more, I'll fly away, singing out, fly away, I'll fly away. One time.
Bang. Whoa, 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 whoa. So now, you just like to say it. You just like for me to be so careful. Oh, that's fine. Let's see.
Can this come down?
Wait, I can't see the line.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm gonna do it the other way. Just like we did the other one. Yep. And the coffee table's almost there.
There's a line on that side though. I gotta do the same thing again.
Oh, it's for you. You to stop crying and acting like you are
Dying.
I'll never add on to my songs.
Never?
No.
I know a little.
No,
I need to push it back some. I should have my glasses on.
You sure should.
Let's go back that way. Okay. And cutting.
Out your hand.
Of course the ones will fall right on my foot.
Voila!
It's defecto.
Defecto?
Look at that. It's perfect.
That's not defecto. Defecto means defective.
Yeah, I say defecto as a joke.
Cause all I want is coffee gonna slide if I put it on here.
I can't even.
Oh, my coffee.
We could do a pencil test.
It's not that long.
It's not off at all.
It roll?
It's rolling.
Oh, there you go. It's off. Which way?
It rolled down. But now it's not. It started to roll for a second. Right?
No, there you go.
Yeah.
History.
The next thing I'm gonna do is sand this down. So this here gives some This here gives you an idea of what the wood grain looks like. I have my mask on. So I'm just gonna take this drawer slide piece off of here and here, and then I'll fill the holes in with some wood filler, and then I'll just go ahead and sand it all down and see how much of the paint I can get off of it. Of course, I'm not gonna worry about the bottom part, just focusing on the sides and the top. So I got a 1x3 by 8-inch board from Home Depot, and I cut it in half so I could get it in my car. And this is one of those. I got 4 of them, but this is what I'm going to use to create the shelf under the coffee table. So I'm just going to show how that's going to go. I have to measure these. I have to measure the space and cut these down, but this is how it's going to be. This was the open drawer space before. What I'm going to do is just measure from here to here, and then these boards are going to go underneath. And let me just flip it over. So this underside here is the boards are going to all lay this way. Yes, they fit perfectly, and I'll just make the 36.5-inch cuts here, and then I'm gonna attach them. And I had an interruption, so I had to move my location. So basically, once I put all these boards on, I'm gonna start using it as a coffee table before I do anything, because I'm not sure if I want to put white on the top and then stain the bottom, or if I want to put white on the bottom and stain the top. I might decide to do something completely different than either of those things, but I want to try it out, decorate it, put it in the room, see how it functions, and then go from there. Some of the sanding I did was not so smooth, so I'm thinking if I paint this top part white, it'll blend much better, unless I can somehow sand it over again and make this much smoother. You can see it's very patchy, and I don't think that's the wood. I'm pretty sure that's my sanding technique. So I'll just cut the boards down and attach those, and then I'll show you how that looks. My original plan was to make the boards go from this end all the way to here, but it looks weird like that, so I ended up just cutting them flush with this part here on this side and this end over here. I'm just gonna lay them out now. And then I wanted to put something right at this edge here, since it looks like it needs a little something to fill in the gap. I had this extra piece of wood left over. I just cut this down to 36.5 inches, which is the space in between here, and I'm just gonna put that here. So I'm of course gonna glue everything and then nail everything into place, and I'll show you how everything is looking. using a 1¼ inch nail. I'm just gonna nail straight down with a 2-inch nail. And there it is. So now I'm just gonna flip it over and we'll see how everything looks. I'm just cleaning up some of the glue. And here's the finished result. This is that front beam that I added at the last minute, which works very nicely. And then there are all the beams going back, creating the shelf inside. And I did end up putting a little bit of wood filler under here on that side and over here. Just added a little bit more underneath there. I'm gonna leave it just like this for a little bit. I'll give it a few days. I'll decorate it, and then I'll decide how I want to finalize it. So I got my inspiration, and I'm gonna start out by painting the coffee table with this Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the color Linen White. What I'm gonna do here is use this Jacobin stain and stain right over the paint, and before it even has a chance to dry or even soak into anything, I'm just gonna wipe it right off. And that's what I'm gonna do on the entire thing. So there, I just added the layer of stain. I'm getting it into all the little spaces, and then I'm just taking a rag and wiping it off, and it leaves a nice color, a nice little tint there, and I really like how it looks. So I'm doing all the sides here. I'm not going to show every part of it, just some of the highlighted parts. So this is the side. And as you see, I'm just making sure everything is covered, and I'm just letting it sit for as long as it takes me to do this section, and then I'm just going to wipe it right off. table. This is a couple of days after I put the stain on it. And as you see, it has a nice little gradient texture. Because of the way I put the paint on, I brushed it on first. And because the chalk paint is so thick, it started to absorb right away into some sections. So as I tried to smooth the paint down, it wouldn't really go like I wanted it to. So I had to go and use a roller on top. So using the roller, spread it in a weird way, which was an experiment, but I like it. It kind of left that, you can tell it has like ridges on it, but some areas are thicker than others. So the spots that are darker is where the paint is thicker, and the stain was able to soak in more, and it made those spots darker. And then these are the thinner sections, and they're much lighter. So it has this unusual pattern to it, which was unexpected, but I like it. And then the sides, this part I still need to wipe it out. I'm not completely finished with this. I still have to go over it with polyurethane, a nice little layer. So I'm just gonna show a quick up close of how these areas look. So the sides here, the legs, and then these sides have the brush strokes that you can see, and the way the stain soaked in accentuated those lines. And then the same with this, the way the roller went across just accentuated those little lumps and ridges. So I'm going to do just a quick up close on this side here. This side gave even more of a variation, as you can see. And then let's push this back a little. I really like the difference here and how it has the lines. So I did get some of the stain inside here from earlier, and I'm planning on staining all the way back since this front part is dry now, so I can reach behind that and just get that part. I wasn't going to stain inside there originally, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And then once I do that, I'll also put on the layer of polyurethane for some protection. So I'll show it one last time with the polyurethane coating on it, with the inside shelf area cleaned out and completely stained and styled with the items that I'm going to have on it. Here it is, it's all done. The polyacrylic is dry, and here it is.